blowing on that endo. GameCube, Nintendo, 5% tint, so you can't see up in my window.
GameCube, Nintendo, GameCube, Nintendo, GameCube, Nintendo, GameCube, Nintendo, blowing on that endo, blowing on that endo, blowing on that endo, blowing on that endo. GameCube, Nintendo, GameCube, Nintendo, GameCube, Nintendo, GameCube, Nintendo, blowing on that endo, blowing on that endo, blowing on that endo, blowing on that endo. GameCube, Nintendo, GameCube, Nintendo. GameCube, Nintendo, GameCube, Nintendo, GameCube, Nintendo, GameCube, Nintendo, blowing on that endo, blowing on that endo, blowing on that endo, blowing on that endo. GameCube, Nintendo, GameCube, Nintendo, GameCube, Nintendo, GameCube, Nintendo, blowing on that endo, blowing on that endo, blowing on that endo, blowing on that endo. GameCube, Nintendo, GameCube, Nintendo, GameCube, Nintendo, GameCube, Nintendo, GameCube, Nintendo, GameCube, Nintendo, blowing on that endo, blowing on that endo. GameCube, Nintendo, GameCube, Nintendo, GameCube, Nintendo, GameCube, Nintendo, blowing on that endo, blowing on that endo, blowing on that endo, blowing on that endo. GameCube, Nintendo, GameCube, Nintendo, blowing on that endo, blowing on that endo. GameCube, Nintendo, GameCube, Nintendo, blowing on that endo, blowing on that endo. GameCube, Nintendo, GameCube, Nintendo, blowing on that endo, blowing on that endo. GameCube, Nintendo, GameCube, Nintendo, blowing on that endo, blowing on that endo. GameCube, Nintendo, GameCube, Nintendo, blowing on that endo, blowing on that endo. GameCube, Nintendo, GameCube, Nintendo, GameCube, Nintendo, GameCube, Nintendo. GameCube, Nintendo, GameCube, Nintendo, GameCube, Nintendo, GameCube, Nintendo, blowing on that endo, blowing on that endo, blowing on that endo, blowing on that endo. GameCube, Nintendo, GameCube, Nintendo.